Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over. We extend a very warm welcome to all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. Hearty welcome, green morning, green afternoon, green evening, because we are all in different time zones, different countries, different continents, different health, wellness, business, economy conditions. So Friday, 25th of March, 2022, at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we extend a very warm welcome. And our today's distinguished guest is Madam Subasri, Rangarajalu. She is the founder, One Degree Change, and the topic is something very scintillating, that is entrepreneurship blueprint and its ecosystem. Madam is in the training and development part. It's a 3 years old startup, and she's with the MSME, and we will be taking on lots of deliberations with all the participants across the world. You can keep posting your views on the YouTube. Should you wish to ask any question, we can take on. And every Friday, we have got Reinstate Women Rights webinar series. So International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome to each one of you. We are into services sector and we are with the Indian diaspora. I'm grateful to Colonel K.C. Menon, who is our regional advisor, Southern India, because Friday series is reinstating women rights. And last 2 years, today is a very important day. And it is a very difficult time also, because at 8 p.m., 25th of March, 2020, Honorable Prime Minister declared complete lockdown. And we started this particular series that day, and we shut down all other programs. And we just thought we will take on the education vertical. We'll try and help teachers, educators, counselors, technocrats, youth, parents, everybody in the education ecosystem. And the questions which emerged: what is the purpose and relevance of education? What is the role of technology in today's education? What does today's youth want? How to create your dream career? And what exactly is women empowerment? And how does it differentiate from reinstating the women rights? Education, skills, and MSME. Today's topic and today's speaker, distinguished guest, is most appropriate because it's a women empowerment also, making Atmanirbhar Bharat also. We are talking about education and skills also. And with that, the third arm of the triangle is MSME, that's toward your entrepreneurship as well as employment. Our chamber is very happy. We are proud that way back in 1994, we brought India's first finishing school. And that basically gave the new gorgeous torch across the tunnel, how children, teachers, educators, everybody to be helped with the soft skills at that point of time. What we are talking today, and that's through inspirational labs, inspirational skills, innovative storytelling, art, talent, and music, dance, humor, fun, happiness, passion, stimulation, all that we took together. And we are very happy that through the chamber, we had almost 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers, those have gone through to the various verticals of service industry across the globe. And we do not want to remember 25th of March 2020, because today is a wonderful 25th March 2022. Because that day it was a lock. Let's open the lock. Teachers and youth, you're wonderful. We need mental happiness, physical happiness, environmental happiness, community wellness, and of course, the new education policy, which Honorable Prime Minister and the entire team of Education Ministry, they work together. And on 29th of July, new policy. There are 37 sector skill councils. We are grateful to Dr. Nirmaljeet Singh Khalsi, the chairperson of the NCVT, National Council for Vocational Education and Training. The only change in the last 2 years which has taken place is that the brick and mortar finishing school has gone totally digital, and now it's a digital inspirational lab. We have already discussed, why don't we have these nature-based education? And our skills, our education, ecosystem of education, everything should be relevant to our day-to-day life, day-to-day living, and day-to-day happiness. This is the opening page of our web portal. If you go to ICSIindia.in, you will see right over there, making education relevant, preparing global educators, 75 years Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We are talking about learning through nature, learning with nature, learning by nature, water management, waste to resource management, climate change, carbon neutral, understanding the cultural diversity, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and then, of course, immersive learning experiences. And then through the finishing school and inspirational lab, we are talking about how do we understand each other better so that there is a global peace. Educators, why not in education we should have entertainment? When you talk about gamification, when you talk about wellness, when you talk about skills. So what are the careers for educators in India, overseas, startups, entrepreneurship? We are also going to have something very interesting soon for all of you. Just wait. 75, the legends of the media entertainment industry, they will come together. And with the Media Entertainment Skill Council, soon we are bringing this event for all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, Napoleon Hill long time back told, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. We have completed already 1,509 webinars starting on 25th March 2020. This is your YouTube channel. Be a part of it and join me in extending a very warm welcome to Madam Subasri, and we take on Entrepreneurship Blueprint and its ecosystem 2 years after the Corona and the complete lockdown. Today, 25th March 2022 is altogether different. Let's travel, all of us, by business class, free chartered flight, which is being arranged by Subasri ma'am to go to Chennai, enjoy Tamil Nadu, travel that particular place, and let's understand how to empower educators, how to empower the education ecosystem, and how 1 degree change can make so much of difference in your life with Madam Subasri.
Thank you so much.
Your mic is muted, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, it's okay now. Now it's fine, ma'am.
Yes. So thank you so much for such a warm welcome. Thank you, Ji. Welcome to the program, Entrepreneurship Blueprint and its Ecosystem. I'm Subasri Rangarajalu. Thank you for being here by giving your valuable time. It shows how committed you are all in learning new things into our life. And when we are traveling throughout this session, we are going to have, I promise you will be having 4 key takeaways from this particular session. The number 1 is you will be understanding the basic idea of all about startups and entrepreneurship. And the second key takeaway for this session is going to be how the ecosystem is available for Indian startups. And the third key takeaway is going to be how you can start your entrepreneurship journey. And then the fourth is going to be for educators who can, how they can blend this entrepreneurship journey from the age of 8 or 10 in their curriculum or in their education system. So all this we are going to cover from this particular session. Yes. So thank you once again for joining all, and let us just start. Right. So before getting started, I'm gonna ask a question like, are we job seekers or job creators? Are we leaders or followers? This is one question. You, as a participants, just keep this in mind. Are we leaders or followers? So at the end of this session, you will get an idea, you will get an answer whether Indians, we are leaders. And history says Indians are job creators, not job seekers, and it is in our DNA. So definitely at the end of this session, I promise you can be able to resonate this particular thing, this particular idea, and everyone as Indians, we can create more jobs as we are all leaders. Yes, with that positive note, I'm just jumping into the first key takeaway. Let us just understand what is all about the basic ideas that gives you like what is all about startups, entrepreneurship journey, who is an entrepreneur, and what are the qualities that they have to have, what is a small business. And I'm going to touch base all these things to give an idea about all these basic things, right? So first thing is, who is a job seeker? A job seeker is a person who looks for employment and hoping for opportunities, and they work for a company using their knowledge and expertise, and they have their growth and development over there. And who is a job creator? Anyone who is making new business and paid opportunities are called as job creators, right? So they always have a vision in solving a problem, and they are very passionate and talented. So those people are called as job creators. And what is next? What is a startup? A startup is just a business model wherein they work as a team, and the capital they always need some external funding. They need some funding from the outside, and the main purpose of startup businesses, they grow fast, as much as fast. So this is the difference that people are not aware of. Like, people are thinking that entrepreneurship and startups are same. It is not that way. So startups always need the funding from the external source, but entrepreneurship is not like that. And startups are having an idea and they grow as much as fast. And what is all about a small business? A small business is based on they can have one or two partners, and their purpose is to just to survive and grow as much as possible, and that's it. And they don't look for any external funding, and not capital demanding. So this is a slight difference between the startup and the small business. And who is an entrepreneur? And in general, what is an entrepreneurship? So entrepreneur is a person who makes a difference for themselves and for others by building a viable business model around a team. So they see challenges wherein they find insufficiencies around them, and they figure out what can be done, what can be given as a solution for a particular problem, and those people are considered as entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship is a journey, it is not a destination. Here, I would like to share my very own experience. I say I'm an entrepreneur, and earlier I was not having a knowledge of differentiating what is all about startups and what is all about entrepreneurship. But then, entrepreneurship is definitely a journey. I would like to share my very own experience. And I'm having a 10 years of IT experience, and I took a short break for 3 to 4 years, and then I just wanted to go back to choose my career, and then I thought like I don't want to go and work with some organization. So I thought like let me just figure out or discover what is I'm passionate about. So I found that I'm passionate on public speaking. So after discovering that, I just developed my skill sets, and I found there is one problem in our society, that the young generation from the age group of 15 to 23 were struggling a lot in order in terms of handling stress, depression. They were not able to handle failures. So my business model is just to help them, to nurture them, to show them how to live life in a positive way. So this is how I design my business model, I design my programs, and then I deliver to those. My core audiences are from age group of 15 to 23. So how an entrepreneurship thing in that way is my very own example I would like to share. So that is how it has to be framed, right? So the next thing is how the Indian startups setting their ecosystem. So far, we had learned what is all about the difference between the startups and how the small businesses are running, and what is the basic idea that we have seen in the past slides. Now, let us just jump into the second key takeaway, that is how the Indian startups are setting their ecosystem, right? We have to have the knowledge like what is all available for me if I want to be an entrepreneur, if I want to become a business person. What are the things that is available for me no, as an ecosystem, right? So the research says India is the third largest in startups after US and China, and it has 50,000 startups operating currently, and every year it is predominantly increasing at the rate of 30%, and 14,000 new startups are recognized every year in India from 733 since 2016 and 2017. This is what the research says. So many things are available, but it is our responsibility to just learn things and start taking action and implementing, right? So how the ecosystem is available for women entrepreneurs. So we are just going to look after that. So the pace of the growth is increasing 15% year on year, and for women entrepreneurs, it has raised at 14% from 10 to 11% in the past years. So this is what the research says. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, being a woman, definitely you have lots and lots of ways. Paths are available, but you have to be aware of what are the things that is available for me in order to build my empire, right? So it shows that 5 years, in another 5 years, it is definitely going to grow up to 90%. So yes, so whoever is watching, the woman fellow participants, if you are ready to be an entrepreneur, yes, we do have all the stuff available. Let us just learn things, and so we can be a good, best entrepreneur in the world, right? So how the ecosystem is available. So the study says that only 1% of the women are availing the government schemes, and only 11% are aware of any schemes, right? So why is it not available to all the women in the whoever is having an idea to start their business, but then why it is not available? The people are not getting to know things. This because there are schemes that is available. People are not finding some mentors or getting some help, and in order to know what are the schemes are available for them to start a business. So let us just see what are the things that available for any entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, if they are willing to start their business. So these are the top schemes. There are many schemes available. I have brought these are the 4 major schemes that is available for any women entrepreneurs who wish to start their journey. So there is a scheme called Annapurna scheme, wherein if you are very fond of having a passion on doing a food business, this is a scheme available for you. And Bharatiya Mahila Bank Business Loan, wherein they provide loans up to some 20 crores, and if it is this Mudra Yojana scheme for women, the women can avail up to 10 lakhs, and card will be provided, and kind of credit cards, Mudra cards will be provided. And Udyogini scheme is one scheme wherein if the woman and her family is earning less than 40,000 per annum, they can go for this scheme. So these are some of the schemes that is available for a woman who can just start their journey, and they can establish themselves by applying these schemes into their business. So people are not aware of this, and it is our responsibility as educators. We have to guide the person who are not aware of all these things, because in the rural area, the literacy levels are very less when compared to female literacy level is like 65.46% as compared to 75% of male literacy rate. So it is our social responsibility as educators. We have to guide them in order to establish themselves in a better way. and they might be having an idea, but then they won't be aware of like to whom they have to approach and how they can build the business and how they can establish themselves. So it is the educators or the person who is aware of all these things, they have, it is their social responsibility to teach these kind of women, and so they can establish in a better way, right? So these are the things that is available for a woman entrepreneur. And how to start your journey? Yes. So we will be having a plan. Yes, I'm going to start a business like this. But then the reality is we will be having lots and lots of ups and downs. We may have to reinvent the business model every 3 months. The research says every 3 months we have to just revisit our business model. We have to just analyze like what is working for me, what is not working for me. So all these things has to be done if you want to start your entrepreneurship journey. So how you have to start is, first and foremost thing is identify what you are passionate about. Like for example, I already had shared my very own experience. I thought like I am passionate on public speaking. I can easily connect with people. So that is my God-given inherent talent. So I found that, and like that, you have to identify what you are passionate about. And you should have a right mindset and always have a mentor, because when we are going out of track, our mentors will definitely help us to be on the track. And start thinking, always have a commitment in doing things. So that is how the basic steps that you should have in order to start your entrepreneurship journey. And how generally the entrepreneurs know how they have the qualities, and how they have to work on what are the things that they have in their mind is what we're going to see now. So they create, normally the entrepreneurs create things, and they are passionate for solving a certain problem, and they try to fix certain issues, right? For example, if a person wants to start a tea stall business, so he or she has to identify where he can start the business. For example, in front of a college, right? If there is no such things is not available, definitely they can start a business over there. This is just a small example I'm just sharing. So you need to identify what people are going through, what is the problem that they are going, what is the challenge that they are going through, and you have to come up with a solution, and definitely it kicks off, right? So what are the qualities that an entrepreneur should have? An entrepreneur should dream big, and they have to wake up hungry, and they have to read a lot, and they have to have open mind in order to learn and unleash, and they have to develop all these things within themselves, and they are the persons who value the education over entertainment. They value hard work, smart work, and time. They are the confident persons, and they never mind about failure. Yes, and they always should be good at connecting with people, and they have to be good at managing people. So these are the qualities that one should develop within themselves in order to be a best entrepreneur, right? So how to be a successful entrepreneur? If you want to be an entrepreneur, so far we have seen like what is all about the startups, entrepreneurship, and how an entrepreneur should be, and what are the systems that we have, what are the schemes that we have in general in order to build your business. Now, how you can be a successful business? There are only three things. You should have an idea. You should have the idea should solve a problem, and you should always have a positive attitude. So these are the basic things that an entrepreneur should have if you want to be a successful entrepreneur in your life, in your career. So how next, the fourth key takeaway for today's session is how this entrepreneurship can be blended in education. So before getting into this, I would like to share one small example with you all. See, there is a person, one of my friend, her daughter was a very good, she very good artist, wherein she draws lots and lots of beautiful pictures. But then, way back before COVID time, we used to have in the societies and the communities, they have this New Year celebrations and lots of Diwali celebrations they used to have, and they used to put stalls, right? But then this particular child, she was just thinking like there was no specific stall available for any children, like to showcase their talent. So that is the one triggering point that she had, and then she asked her mother to book a stall for showcasing her pictures. Then that is the point that her business idea has got started, and that year she went on and she just showcased all her paintings, and the sales was very good, and that's how we have to educate the children, the young minds, in order to build how we have to encourage them in order to know how this entrepreneurship thoughts, or how they can create, how they can remunerate for themselves, how they can make money for themselves instead of going and working for somebody else. So these are the things, like we have to educate the children, the young minds, and in order to take entrepreneurship as a skill, right? So how this can be blended in education? So generally, I would like to ask the participants who are watching, how many of you are able to resonate this? If you are 90s kid, I'm a 90s kid, and never ever thought like I can do a business. Only 10% are achieving that. And when compared to 2K kids, they are so far they are at least reaching 40 to 60%, right? And we as parents or educators or leaders, we should take this as a responsibility in order to make this entrepreneurship skill to get achieved up to 80 to 100% in the upcoming years. Yes, this is our social responsibility. So how this can be achieved? How it can be achieved is what we are going to see. So it's our social responsibility to encourage the children, and instead of forcing them to go and get a job, we have to encourage them to create jobs instead of seeking for jobs. So keeping that positive note, uh, we will just see how this can be blended in education. So I'm going to share 8 things for any educators, for any parents. If they follow this, definitely they can build, or they can grow. Lots and lots of leaders can be grown up, and our society will be, the dreams. And at the end of the session, we were saying that Indians are job creators. That is going to happen if you follow all these things in your way of curriculum or in your way of parenting style. If you nurture all these things in your way, definitely these things are going to happen. And how you can educate your parents. So these are the skills that you need to build in your children, or in the young minds. If you are an educator, start cultivating all these things into the young minds. So the number one is, these are the 8 things that we are going to see. Number one is resilience. So ultimately, we are just building the next generation of leaders, right? So resilience. What is resilience? Resilience is just bouncing back, right? So life is full of setbacks. We have to teach them how even if they are feeling down, how they have to get back. So when you are an entrepreneur, obviously you will have these ups and downs. So you should have very good resilience skills, so that when you are falling down, you should know how to bounce back, and look for other opportunities. Look for reinvent yourself, and redesign your business models. All these things can be implemented only if you cultivate this particular skill set into your children, or into your society, or whatever it is. So every entrepreneur needs this particular skill, and to get back up when they suffer a blow. So for any children, allow them to express their emotions, and don't minimize their feelings, enabling them to move forward positively. So this is the one skill that needs to be cultivated. Number 2 is innovation and creativity. So they should have a mindset of solving complex problems, and creative thinking is the bedrock upon which entrepreneurs build their empires. How many of you are able to resonate this? Yes, creativity is the most important thing to be an entrepreneur. And number three is industriousness. Like no matter how high they rise, uh, the best entrepreneurs never shy away from getting involved into day-to-day grind, right? So to build that such work ethic, you have to involve them into your daily day-to-day activities, give them the responsibility, just showcase them like how, just tell them that this thing has to be done, give them the responsibility. So that is how you have to make this particular skill to be implemented in the young minds. And number four is curiosity, right? Entrepreneurs are lifelong learners. Yes, that's why already I have stated that they read lots and lots of things, and they are open-minded in learning things. They are very creative. So entrepreneurs are lifelong learners, always looking for ways to improve themselves. So encourage the young minds to start new hobbies and interests so that you can identify and help them to build this particular skill. And the next thing is self-confidence. So believing in yourself and your abilities is a cornerstone. And entrepreneurship is all about having faith in your own ideas. So encourage their opinions and give them opportunities to make decisions. So this is the one thing that the educators can implement in building the leaders. And then empathy. So being able to relate and support others is a skill for leadership. So successful entrepreneurs understand the importance of empathy and establish positive connections. So encourage them to be open with their emotions, right? And the next thing is optimism. So entrepreneurs are a model of optimism, and they are very, they are always having a positive attitude, taking things not as a problem. They look things as challenges and find out a solution. So they work for a better world and make it happen. So it is contagious. So cultivate gratitude and positive thinking with the end minds. And then giving back. So entrepreneurs understand the importance of social responsibility. The true visionaries want to make the world better for everyone, not just themselves. So encourage the young minds to help out around the neighborhood. So teach them how they can find out a solution for a problem, and so they can make a difference in their lives and also the surroundings, right? So how Indians by DNA are job creators. Yes, as I stated earlier, uh, how now you can able to resonate like we are having by DNA, we are job creators. That is what the history is also saying. So let us just learn what are the things that is available as ecosystem, Indian ecosystem is available, what are the schemes that is available, and how we can educate for women entrepreneurs who are not aware of all these things, who are not having the literacy levels are very low. We have to educate them in order to build. If they have a very good idea and doing a business, we have to help them to establish themselves and know how things has to be handled if you want to blend this, or if you want to make it to happen to the next generation. What are the things? What are the skills that we need to cultivate? Instead of having a separate subject, we have to cultivate this from the age in order to build leaders, so we can have a better tomorrow for having great leaders for India, right? So educators and parents should start encouraging the young minds in order to build job creators. We are problem solvers, and we are really creative people, and entrepreneurship at any age can enrich our lives both professionally and personally. So there are many startups that is coming up, and it's just an idea. If we showcase the paths, or if we help our young minds to help them to just show the path, definitely they will be best leaders for tomorrow, right? So it's our social responsibility as educators or as parents or no any organization. If you are having like education organization, it is our responsibility to blend these kind of skill sets within the young generation in order to bring lots and lots of leaders for our country, right? So that's what from the beginning I said. Indians are job creators, not job seekers. Let us create lots and lots of job creators, and we will be at the instead of being China and US in the topmost, we can be the in the first place in the near future, right? So yes, with that, I'm just ending the session. A quick recap for this session is like we had seen what is all about startup, small business, and entrepreneurship. How an entrepreneur should have their qualities, what are the things that they should have, and how the business model can be implemented, like from the scratch. How if you have a better idea to solve a particular problem, definitely there are wide range of schemes and many facilities are available. And as educators, as trainers, coaches, as institution leaders, it is our social responsibility to take this knowledge, share this, make others, help others to build, create lots and lots of jobs, and definitely we can be the best in the world class, right? So yes, with that, I'm ending my session. Thank you so much for this great opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was wonderful to have. Lots of queries have come to 2 points. Number one, the top schemes which you had shown, would you be kind enough to take that slide once again? Somewhere you have shown top schemes available. People are writing over here. One of the slides you have shown top schemes available for women. That's what people are asking.
Yes.
Top schemes, yes. Would you like to elaborate them a little bit for the benefit of the audience? Because the people, those are watching this live, this is one point what they have mentioned. If you would like to elaborate, or if you would like to tell them the website where they go and they should browse themselves and they can go through, whatever is convenient to you, ma'am.
Yes. See, the Annapurna scheme is basically if a person is very passionate on doing food business, a kind of catering or whatever it is. This particular scheme is providing funds for doing such kind of business. And Bharati Mahila Bank business is providing almost 20 crores for any woman entrepreneurs to start up there. It can be a parlor, it can be it solves a particular thing, like it can be a tuition center, whatever it is, right? And Mudra Yojana scheme for women is for who the women are widows, something like that I had read. So for those kind of people, if they wanted to start, they can go for this scheme, and the government is availing 10 lakhs, up to 10 lakhs, and they will be providing a Mudra cards. It is like a credit card, and they can avail this scheme to start their business. And Udyogini scheme, it is for the women who have less than 40,000 per annum as their family income. If their financial status is in that way, they can go for this particular scheme. And there are, if you just go to Google and search what are the schemes that is available for women entrepreneurs, there are 10 major schemes that is available. But then these are the most important thing that I just wanted to showcase to the participants, for the audience.
You have a right to share the screen at your own, ma'am, besides PPT. If you want to show from your laptop the web portal where 10 schemes are, you can go on to that directly, if you wish so. If it is convenient to you, you can go from there, because the aim of the session is to make it as easy, as comfortable, and as enriching as they would be happy to get more and more information. So from your own laptop, you can just go on to just to show them the link so that they can see all the 10 schemes from there. Our basic efforts today is reinstating the women rights, empowering women, empowering girls. They should come forward. And something very interesting, Madam told that Indians by DNA are the job creators. So that was something very interesting. And one more slide, if you all recall, by the time she is finding out the web portal and we get
I
the
found
link
it,
from,
sir. Let me
please
just
go
share.
ahead.
Yes, I'm just sharing.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. And another idea, Madam shared, idea, vision, and strategy to success. Yes.
This is the link, indify.com, wherein if you just go to Google and check what are the women entrepreneur scheme available. You have all the details over here, how to apply for loan and what are the schemes that is available. Pradhan Mantri, Dena Shakti. So if the woman is into agriculture, retail, manufacturing, and small enterprises, they can go for this scheme. And no, Pradhan Mantri, Udyogini is Sant Kalyani scheme, Mahila Udyam Nidhi scheme. So all these things are available, and it's a very nice article wherein we gain more knowledge about what are all the schemes that is available for women.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about the education ecosystem, ma'am. First of all, it's a very bold step, and we pray to Almighty that your venture, your hard work, your efforts, whatever you're doing, it should see the daylight. It should do extremely well, your efforts, whatever you're putting in. Now, over here, particularly for the education vertical, the women, the girls, those are interested to come into this vertical. Would you like to tell specifically something for them? Anybody who is interested to come into education ecosystem, or when we are talking about educator, I must clarify to everybody over here, educator is a combination and a complete ecosystem, one step ahead of teachers, because teachers, counselors, technocrats, neuro coach, yoga teacher, anybody you can take it, principal, vice principal, headmaster, PT master, all that is the integral part of educators. So, ma'am, would you like to tell our girls and our ladies something specific, anything which which should give them little niche and a spark or a ignition, that if you want to be in the educators ecosystem or education ecosystem, then what extra mile you have to walk to be successful entrepreneur under MSME?
First and foremost thing is you should have perseverance.
Okay, that's that we have got it. That we have got it. Yeah.
Sometimes as a woman, we were into need to balance both personal and professional life. So
Yes.
perseverance is very, very important if you are want to be an entrepreneur. Next thing is, like, there are various opportunities available. We should find the right mentors. That is the one thing that I would suggest, because sometimes we will not be aware of certain things. Maybe a person who has more knowledge, they can definitely guide us when we are going in a wrong direction. So in the last 3 years of my entrepreneurship journey, I have 2 mentors in this entrepreneurship journey. So whenever I'm just having a setback, or if I'm got stuck, I'll just go to them. I'll just have a call discussion. What are the things that I had implemented for the last 3 months? This is working for me. This is not working for me. So what should I do? So definitely that helps you to raise your graph in the next 3 months to a different extent.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So these are the 2 things that definitely helps, that I would suggest when you are having an idea, have these two pillars as pillars. Have a perseverance mindset. Number two is have a good mentor for you. You have to choose your mentor. Have one person, one genuine person who definitely helps you to build yourself and to build your empire.
Okay. One more question which is emerging over here, ma'am. How difficult it is to get your dues and whatever you deserve to get as an MSME from the banks, from the financial institution, how difficult and how easy it is?
As far as my experience, it is very easy to get. Everything is available online, right? So if you just go and check, you have to do a research. Everything is available. That's what the mentors, if you have a proper mentor, they'll definitely guide you. Because I started my journey just, even I am not aware that I can be a solo entrepreneur and I can do this MSME registration for my company. I was not aware of that basic thing as well. So it is available, but there should be one person who should guide you and help you to do that. So
Okay. Wonderful.
that way this can be achieved. That's
Wonderful.
my experience.
Great. For the benefit of our audience, we wish to inform you when Madam is talking about entrepreneur and when she's talking about startup. Now, somebody may ask, there is a technical difference between both, which we all have to understand. Startup is if your business is not more than 10-year old and your turnover should not be more than 100 crore. I repeat that. You should not be more than 10 years old and your turnover should not be more than 100 crore. Then you come in the category of startup. Then other categories are there which we all can take into consideration. Now, education is one vertical, ma'am, which is in a very natural way God has gifted to ladies, to the girls, to female. When you look at your mother, you look at your sister, you look at your teacher, when you look at your female principal, there is a extra sense. And you touched one very interesting point, empathy. So empathy is more towards, or rather with female vis-a-vis, I'm talking about my community, that's it, male members. And do you feel that kind of a gesture and that kind of God gift is naturally an ingredient to education ecosystem, or do we put in efforts to acquire that?
No, it is a natural ingredient.
It's a natural. Okay, it's a natural ingredient.
We should just develop that particular attitude, putting ourselves in other shoes and looking the problem and finding a solution for them. So
Wonderful.
that is the mindset that we should develop.
Wonderful. What would finally you would like to tell the global family before we close today's session? Any final tip, any final advice which you feel is the most important if anybody wants to be a startup or the entrepreneur or self-employed and they want to be in educators category or education ecosystem?
Don't pressurize the young minds to become doctors or engineers or something like that. I mean, running a kind of rat race, we call it. Just let them explore, let them discover what is coming up for them. And they can start their own journey if we let them, if we give them the space and time. So that is the one thing that I always wanted to bring upon for any parents or any educators, any leaders. We have to give the space. So normally what happens when a child is completing his school education, we are just sending him to the college. Once then the parents or the whatever it is, the system, we are expecting the young minds or the young generation to come up with a job. We are pressurizing them. So we should not have that attitude. Let them discover themselves. Let them enjoy their journey. Yes, they would have ups and downs. We have to have the patience, and if you leave them to discover themselves, definitely they will have big dreams and achieve in an extraordinary way where we would have not even imagined.
Wonderful. That's a great advice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to remember, parents particularly, don't pressurize your children at all. And we all are human beings. The God has sent us over here with our niche, our speciality. Everybody can do lots of things, but everybody cannot do everything. Everybody is not meant for everything, but everybody is meant for something. So whatever you are passionate about, if your passion becomes your profession, nothing like that. If your profession doesn't become because of your passion, start developing passion and be passionate towards your profession. You'll start enjoying it. I think that's what Subasri ma'am wanted to convey to all of us. Thank you very much for joining us, ma'am. It was a wonderful to have you today with us. 298 people, those are watching. I'm grateful, my deep gratitude and thanks to all of them from the world over. Those have joined us. It's a green morning. It's a green afternoon. It's a green evening. Special thanks to Madam Subasri and to Colonel K.C. Menon.